Good evening. I'm going to call the public power hour to meeting to order, and just kind of give you a few ground rules. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look if any of y'all have been here before, but basically, the public power hour is really an opportunity for you to get in front of all 7 of our council, and it's important. There are no directors here. The only staff is Jamie Paul, our city clerk, because she'll take the minutes. But this is a real opportunity for us to listen, ask questions. We aren't going to vote on anything. Most of the time, we aren't going to have answers for you because we don't know specifically where things are. But on our website, if you go to the city's website on my mayor page, there is a link where you can track the status of that, so you kind of know where things are if it's something that needs to be tracked. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of flexibility tonight because you're really, except for Tom, is going to make a presentation. Y'all the only ones on the public power hour. So I don't want you to take all 25 minutes, but I'm not going to rush you about 5 minutes. So we'll give you some flexibility because I know y'all want to talk to us and we want to listen. And so with that, I'm going to ask whoever wants to come up first. What I would ask is if you would come forward, state your name and address for the record. You're going to have to speak into that microphone so people can hear you on TV land. You're everybody, 25,000 people watching you right now.
It's a first.
I wish.
Good afternoon.
That'd be a dream if that happened.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, council members. Thank you for the time and opportunity. My name's Mike Schneider. I live in the village of Riverview at 118 Village Parkway. And these folks behind me all live in the village of Riverview.
It's a great neighborhood.
A nice neighborhood.
Awesome neighborhood.
We're here to address concerns about the walkway bridge that connects the village of Riverview with Riverview Park. And it's been in disrepair since around October of 2022. There has been a meeting with Mr. Rick Meyer with our board members, which I am not on the board, but we do have board members here. And we would like to get a path forward on some efforts to make this bridge either interim repairs or permanent repairs so that our residents can use the bridge. And we've got 76 homes in our community, and most of them are elderly. So it's used quite frequently to go into the park. And without the bridge, we either have to go around Alta Vista to San Salvador and around.
You go by my house, I know.
And or the other direction, Alta Vista around by Lions Park, which there's some certain safety concerns that have been expressed on a section of Alta Vista. So I'm not here to talk about those concerns, but this bridge may have been damaged or contributed to when they paved the walkway around the park. So we used to have a nice transition from the bridge to the pathway that goes around Riverview Park. Well, now there's about 6 to 8 inch step up in asphalt. And I'm sure when they compacted that and rolled it, it may have contributed or caused, I'm not a structural engineer, the front pilings of that bridge to give way somewhat. So I don't know what the current structural condition is from an engineering standpoint, but I know Mr. Myers is, I think they've looked at it, and I think they have to get funding, bids, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what the exact scope is from the city standpoint to go forward. So I guess one of the questions is, can the bridge be reinforced? Are there some interim steps to possibly get it operational again or open to us?
I've got some a little bit of information for you.
Okay.
Okay. That helps a little bit. It's not going to necessarily solve what we need today. So, and actually, I just was able to get some of this today. So, council as well. One of the things that we, as a city and staff particularly, we're trying to get away from using wooden structures. We've had a couple of them. You probably know the one over there, like you're going to past the municipals, past public safety on the
Yes,
right.
yes.
You know, that was out. The footings, the whole thing. So we are putting a nice metal trestle type, kind of what's over the Martintown Road there. So we are looking at that. So it just so happens this bridge is wooden, and it's, quite frankly, it's probably should have been taken down before it happened.
Yeah, I don't know how long, I don't know how long it's
So
been
what
there.
I know is that probably Tom Zeeser, who's our engineer, the staff is working, they're going to be making a presentation to council at an upcoming study session. And what we want to do is put a metal bridge there that's going to last, okay? And have it fit where it's perfect so you're not stepping up and all that. So I would tell you that the challenge is, as of right now, we don't have that per se in the budget, okay? But what we are going to be doing, and again, is kind of what pushes us out a little bit, is that we do have some ability to, we're going to begin looking at our ARPA funding. We got a lot of money through ARPA, which is American Recovery Act. And we've really, quite frankly, when that money came, about 80% of that money has gone into infrastructure for the city. We recently, but the rest of that we've kind of held back. And we just received a really nice grant of about $7.6 million for sewer infrastructure, which is going to be putting some of that money which we had budgeted back into ARPA. I'm saying all that to say is what we're going to be doing in the very near future is start looking at what are projects that we can fund through ARPA so we don't have to wait for a budget, okay? And we're going to be able to do some things. Quite frankly, it's very exciting, okay, because we aren't going to be handcuffed, okay? So right now, my understanding is staff wants to recommend a metal bridge. That's all I know. We would be looking at some type of ARPA funding, and I would think sometime, you know, we're looking at a 90-day window piece. I don't know, but nothing's going to happen tomorrow. And I can tell you, we don't want to just piecemeal it just so you can walk across. I know it's in, now Wanda's in shape, she can jump over it. I mean, she doesn't even need a bridge. But anyway, we don't want to do that. So all I can tell you is I'm sorry, it has taken longer than any of us wanted. And again, this is, quite frankly, this is what the Public Power Hour is all about, because things get kind of lost in the minutia of work sometimes. So to kind of bring this to our attention is something that we can kind of, the seven of us, now that we're all hearing it from all ears, we can kind of help push that along. But the city has been, staff has been working hard on it. They just haven't brought it to us yet, but that will be happening in the near future.
So
Does that help?
do we know if the bridge is in a condition where it cannot be used at all?
Oh, yeah,
now?
that bridge is done.
It's done, okay.
We're going to put we're taking
I didn't know how
down.
far along it was damaged.
Yeah, it's not even worth the effort for us to try to fix it.
I will say during rain events, though, that creek that runs from San Salvador down to that direction. So during a rain event, we get a lot of water along underneath that bridge and on the sides that would probably contribute to.
But what I would tell you is, folks, and I want to be an advocate for us, the idea of this public power hour, you can talk to Pat till you're blue in the face. She's one person, okay? And the key of the public power hour is you have seven of us. We make the decisions, and we can, if need be, can move things along if possible. So tell your friends, if there's an issue that you have, come to us. It doesn't just talk to Bob or send one email. You can do that. But if you really want to be able to get all seven of us, you need to come to this public power. So, and this is a perfect example, because they're all being educated, all of us on this, and this is something we can work toward.
We appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate how you do it, so thank you.
And did anybody else want to say anything? Henry? Henry
Yeah,
would
come
like
on.
to- I know Henry walks every morning, so I know
Oh, I know he does. Yeah, I know he does. Henry, if you don't mind, just state your first and last name and address for the record.
Okay. My first name is Julian Henry Mackey.
Yep.
I live at 130 Village Parkway.
Thank you.
And just wanted to bring it, like Mike did, the attention of the bridge. We walk every morning, about 4 of us from the neighborhood, and we have to make adjustments to get across the bridge. I'd just like to, on behalf of our residents, the Village Park and the Village Riverview, I am to request the city to move ahead quickly with the replacement of the bridge, because it's been condemned, as y'all know, and everything, and it would help us, because you go around the streets, they don't have sidewalks, and like most of us, I think I'm about the oldest one, but the others are getting older too. So anyway, just whatever y'all think y'all can do, we would appreciate it to help us out there on that situation. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your efforts. Thank you, Henry. All of you.
Hey, I'm Julie Bush, and I'm at 124, 126 or 124 Village Parkway, which only proves that I am older than Henry because I can't remember anything. But I want you to understand that the property value of that neighborhood is enhanced by that bridge. All of us, I would venture to say, made the decision to buy in that neighborhood because of the access to the park and the access to the greenway and the access to walking our dogs without bike riders riding by us and scaring us. Because that pathway around the baseball fields is the only place in the city where you can walk on a guarded path where you don't have to deal with the bike riders. Yeah. And if you're not a bike rider, and I'm a bike rider, and I'm a dog walker, and when you get on the greenway and you're walking your dog, those bikers fly by you and they do not care. And my dog can get easily scared, and it's my job to protect them. So I like that path around the baseball fields. I'm glad that you're going with a metal bridge. My only concern is 6 months later, that bridge is going to be sitting in some parking lot like the one over here is now, and it's not going to be installed because it's going to cost too much to install. I would like you to consider doing something so that we have access to getting into the park that's not more dangerous than walking the streets, because those are our two options. We like to get to the park and we like to walk. And the way we do it is by crawling over that dangerous bridge, because that's less dangerous than walking on the Mayor's Street with those kids up and down the hills texting while they're driving. So I just encourage you to, if we're going to go with the metal bridge, like you say, let's not have it sit in a parking lot for 6-7 months, because that doesn't do us a bit of good. Now we're back at winter and we're crawling over the icy bridge.
Yeah. Well, a couple things. What I'm saying, we haven't even voted on the metal bridge. I'm saying that's probably going to be what they're going to be presenting. So my guess is there's no one here that wants wood. So yes, I would be shocked to say that there's not anybody on council that doesn't want a metal bridge.
Okay, well, couldn't we find a Boy Scout group that needs an Eagle Scout badge that could build us a bridge?
I think it's more than just the bridge. It's the footings and how that land is. So again, we're going to get all this information at the study session that I was saying about, but you don't have to worry. We're not going to get a bridge and then not put it in. Okay, the challenge, just to kind of educate you, let you know, the reason that bridge stayed where it was has nothing to do with us not having the money. It was being able to find a bid who was someone who could actually put it in, and we had a delay with the bridge. So those are the parameters we have to work with. Okay. So we're going to do everything in our power when we get the bridge to put it in. That's our goal, Justin.
Yes, we would encourage you to consider that at the front end, not the back end.
Yes, well, it is. Thank you. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Probably Mr. McKinney come in. Okay. All right, thank y'all, appreciate it very much. Tom, you want to come down, you got something you want to show? As you know, you know as well as anybody, name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Tom Kinney. I live at 1848 Robin Road, North Augusta, South Carolina, 29841. And what I'm doing tonight is presenting to the mayor and city council this painting my wife did of Bunting Park. Okay, this painting of Bunting Park was done several years ago, before the park was completely converted from a gathering place for the less savory in the neighborhood to a nice park that a parent can take their child to. They can play and have a good time now. It's 1.1 miles from Martintown Road to Bunting Park down Bunting Drive. And it'll be a nice, pleasant little drive if you can avoid all the people that think Bunting Drive is Interstate 20.
Tom, your wife painted that, right?
Right. She painted, it's one of her last, it's probably, it's going to be her last that will go to the public because she won a battle with cancer, but lost a bout with the chemicals they gave her afterward. And she's not always sure where she is. She's got Joe Biden syndrome real bad.
Tom, come up here and bring this. I tell you, if you folks, you know, when the very first house we bought, we moved to North Augusta, was on Briggs Avenue, right by the post office. And Jenny Lynn was, at that time, Martin Ann was our only child, and we had Hampton at that house. So Jenny Lynn was staying at home at the time. And this park on Bunning, I mean, we use this all the time. Y'all want to pass this around? This is that's a neat little tucked away park. If you've never seen it, it's very quiet. It's a great park. So thank you very much. That's fantastic. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. Tom keeps it straight. Pass that down here, Eric. Tom, thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's great. You keep us straight. That's all I know. That's all I know. All right, very good. Again, I'm going to close out the public power hour unless there's just anybody else that needs to share it with us. I don't know. They're the only ones that signed up. So, again, thank you, and we'll be back at 6 o'clock for our city council. Then I'd like to call the City of North Augusta regular City Council meeting for May the 1st, 2023 to order. You are welcome to join me in prayer. Dear God, as we begin another year with this new council, we continue to ask for your guidance. We ask that you will give us discernment to make the best decisions for the citizens of North Augusta. We ask for your blessings as we strive to honor you in our roles as elected officials. Amen. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, we'll do roll call starting from my left.
Eric Presnell.
David McGee.
Pat Carpenter.
Britton Williams.
Bob Brooks.
Jennifer McCauley.
Kevin Toole.
Okay, item for approval of minutes. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to the City Council meeting minutes of April the 17th, 2023, or the study session minutes of April the 24th, 2023? Hearing none, they stand approved as distributed. Okay, we've got two proclamations, and the first one, I'm going to read it from the dais, and then I think Randy's up there, so I may bring him down for the second one. But anyway, I'll say a few comments after I read this proclamation. 54th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, April the 30th through May the 6th, 2023. Whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants who serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, hereby recognize the week of April 30th through May the 6th, 2023 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to the City of North Augusta's Professional Municipal Clerk, Jamie Paul, and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina, to be affixed the first day of May 2023. When I was elected 2 years ago, it didn't take me very long. Our municipal clerk at the time was Sharon Lamar. And it did not take me very long into my role for me to realize what all the hats the municipal clerk wears. Sharon was fortunate prior to me getting elected. She had been clerk for a couple of years, and a number of the initiatives that this council and myself have put on her, it pushed her. And what is amazing is, as Jim and Rachel and I were on the front end of hiring Jamie, to see the learning curve and how this young lady has stepped up, because not only does she take calls from citizens, she has to deal with my pop into the office, not to mention the administration issues. This year, she had to keep our municipal election commission straight, and she did an amazing job working with that group for our general election. She's also been getting ready for our National Day of Prayer event coming up on Thursday. But there are so many behind-the-scenes things that Jamie, as a municipal clerk, does for this city. I mean, literally, she wears numerous hats every day, and it is always changing. So, Jamie, thank you on behalf of the administration, as far as this council. Thank you for what you've done in the short period of time you've been here, because we've thrown you in the fire, and you have not been burnt, which is good. and we have high expectation for you to continue, but thank you very much for what you've done. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay, National Travel and Tourism Week. Randy, you can come down for that, or are you just here because you wanted to just watch? Come on, I want to see you up front. Come on now. Tell everybody who you are. What's your name?
My name is Randy Duteau. I'm the marketing and tourism guy for the city of North Augusta.
Randy was one of the additions to staff in the last 2 years and ties in with this focus we are on tourism. So he's done a great job so far. So proclamation, whereas the travel industry fuels every industry and will continue to be an essential part of North Augusta, South Carolina's economy, development, and workforce. And whereas travel is an economic powerhouse for every state and destination across the country, with an economic output of $2.6 trillion in 2022, supporting 14.5 million American jobs. Whereas travel spending supports vibrant and safe communities in South Carolina and across the United States by generating $84 billion in state and local tax revenue in 2022. We just want to get a little bit of that. And to support essential services such as education, emergency response, public safety, and more. And whereas travel enables success for all industries, including manufacturing, agriculture, defense, healthcare, and more, by driving sales growth, innovation, education, and operations that move our economy, our nation, North Augusta, South Carolina forward. And whereas the travel industry continues to recover with a full return of leisure, business, and international inbound travelers, increasing travel to and within the United States drives America forward to a more prosperous future. And whereas the travel industry success will grow North Augusta's economy and workforce, since prior to the pandemic, small businesses accounted for 60% of leisure and hospitality employment. And whereas travel is an essential industry and we must continue to communicate that growing travel leads to economic growth, benefits businesses, and fosters mutual understanding. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina, do hereby proclaim May 7th through 13th, 2023 as National Travel and Tourism Week, and urge the citizens of North Augusta to join me in this special observance. And Randy, I'm going to give you a second to tell everybody about our amazing tourism website that you worked so hard on.
Yeah, if you want to take a minute to check out visitnorthaugustasc.com. That's our tourism and travel website. We launched about 6 months ago. We've been going through a soft opening, and we've got a lot of initiatives going on. We just finished up a successful Taste of North Augusta event, partnered with North Augusta Chamber and North Augusta Forward. We're really grateful for that collaboration. We've got a new event or a rebranded event coming up on January 2nd and 3rd called Down to the River. It's a big sports and music festival, and we just have a lot of initiatives going on. We have a great city to sell, and it's a great honor for me to be able to do that, and just very honored that you guys are recognizing it.
Well, that's why I want you to come up here. Right. You did good. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, man. There you go, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Item 6, we're moving that to May 15th meeting, so we will not be doing Employee of the Quarter. We'll be doing that on the May 15th meeting. That's the only change in the agenda. So let's go to old business. We are at item 7, Finance Ordinance Number 2023-09, authorizing and directing the City of North Augusta to enter into an intergovernmental agreement relating to South Carolina local revenue services, to participate in one or more local revenue services programs, to execute and deliver one or more participant program supplements, and other matters relating thereto. Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Okay, Ms. McCauley, is there a second? Mr. Presnell. Anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Mr. Mayor and Council, just as a reminder, this was at the request of the Municipal Association of South Carolina to streamline their agreements with the respective municipalities. So this makes one basically central agreement that we are participating with as they went through a number of name changes for their various programs. So this was at the request. They would like to have this done by the end of May. If the council votes to pass this evening, we'll take a signed copy of this and get it back to the Municipal Association by the end of the week, and we'll be complete from their perspective.
All right, great. Are there any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion? Okay, here now, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Okay, new business, item 8, administration ordinance number 2023-10, authorizing the city to enter into a lease agreement with Sable Designs Limited Company and IRA FBO William Lance Jones, IRA-LLC, related to property consisting of approximately 0.62 acres and known as tax map and parcel number 00-01-006. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on first reading?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Brooks, Mr. Toole, second. Anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. Clifford or Kelly?
I would defer to the city attorney since he did such a great job of explaining it at the study session.
Okay, this is, it originally was going to be a renewal of a document that we entered into a few years ago. The names are changed because it's the same individuals but different entities that they're operating under. This is a piece of property that's in the Hammonds Ferry area that can only be used basically for parking or would have to just remain empty. There's power lines above it. I think there's even a restriction on how far deep down we can dig on the property. These people came to us. They're planning to build an event space in the area, needed more parking. The arrangement is that they're able to use the parking for their event location when needed. The city gets to use it at other times, so we end up getting some additional parking for our area down there that someone else is building. That we do have a limit on here as to the length of time. I think they have to move forward with developing it within 3 years and complete it within 4, or it's void.
Very good. Are there any citizen comments? Any council discussion? Okay, here now I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Okay, item 9, election, 2023 municipal general election certification of official results. I just wanted to, before I read the results and we go through this motion, I want to just give a shout out. I know Mr. Carlton Vaughn is here, but I want to thank our Municipal Election Commission. Ben Watson, Carlton is here, Althea Dunbar, as well as our city clerk, I mentioned, Jamie Paul. They had got thrown a curveball late afternoon the day before with one of our polling locations, and literally everyone came together and made it work. And I know that some things, all the responses I heard that I saw on social media was the folks had no problem. Wherever they went, it ran very smooth. So I just want to take my hats off, Carlton, to you. I know Ben's not here, or Althea, but thank you for your leadership. You get a couple-year break now until the next one. But with that, just I'll read the official results from the election. Have been certified as of April the 25th, 2023. Eric Presnell was elected with 1,028 votes. Kevin Toole was elected with 1,152 votes. And David Buck was elected with 1,020 votes. So with that, Councilman Toole and Presnell have recused themselves, so I will take a motion from the rest of the council to approve the 2003 municipal general election results. I have a motion.
So,
Ms.
second.
Carpenter, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. McCauley? Okay, all in favor? And that's 3, 4, 5. Okay, passes 5-0. Very good. Okay, All right, I'm going to ask item 10, recognition council member Bob Brooks. Bob, come on, let's go down front. I got a plaque for you, but I'm not going to give it to you quite yet. Anyway, you know, even though we are thanking Bob for his 2 terms in office, I do want to kind of go back a little bit because a lot of citizens may not know. Bob has literally dedicated, over 38 years of service. He was Parks and Rec. If you look at what you see in this community today, the facilities, the programs, it really was under Bob's leadership as our director of Parks and Rec. He worked with a number of mayors. He worked with a lot of councils for a lot of years and really set the tone for our Parks and Rec program. And I think what's incredible, besides the fact you did an amazing job for that, after he retired in 2011, Nancy, I don't know if he drove you crazy, but for some reason he said he wanted to run for city council. So after all that service to the city, he said, you know, I'm not finished yet, and there's still a service that I want to do. So he's run for the last 2 terms, 8 years he served, and has done a phenomenal job. Bob, thank you for that. Jen and I are going to be upset because normally Bob gets here early and he puts our bottle of water in place for us so we don't have to go to the refrigerator. So now you're going to make me have to do that. But anyway, the other thing is, besides a Christian man, he just is a good man and he makes decisions based on his heart. But as Mayor Pro Tem, it's been really important for me because that is a position that I look at. If something happens to me as mayor, you know, he has the vision and understands the role of our council where we're moving and where he could continue that until an election came about. And he's been a confidant for me, always been very positive, supported me as Mayor Pro Tem. I really appreciate that. And I know he's been a wealth of resource for Jen coming new into council. She really looked up to him. I know I'm taking your thunder, but I'm going to let you do it. But anyway, the point is, Bob, we thank you. The city thanks you for everything you've done. And we have a plaque that says, presented to J. Robert Brooks with grateful appreciation for your outstanding leadership and service to the city of North Augusta, South Carolina, May 2015 to May 2023, from the mayor and city council, May 1, 2023. Bob, thank you very much. We love you. We appreciate what you've done. And he's got some thoughts, but he wants to sit down to do it. So anyway, thank you, Bob. Let's give him a round of applause. He said he wants to preach a little bit.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Britton Williams for those comments tonight. It just shows you what, if you dedicate your life, you can do a lot of good things in this world. After I devoted some 41 years of public service to the city of North Augusta, I did not seek another term as city council member. I served as Britton mentioned, as Director of Parks Recreation, and then as Director of Parks Recreation and Leisure Services for additional 33 years. I served 8 years, or 2 terms, as on city council, and the last 2 years I served as Mayor Pro Tem. And at the encouragement of my family and friends, I decided to enter the political realm in 2015 as a Republican. I was elected to a 4-year term from April 2015 to April 2019. In 2019, at the encouraging of my supporters and family, I filed for another 4-year term from April 2019 to April 2023. And with that, I'm done. I want to thank the citizens of North Augusta for their support the last 8 years. We had to make some tough decisions, but very important decisions along the way, and I can assure you that my decisions were not influenced by others. I voted my conscience as led by God. I want to thank the mayors and city council members, both past and present, for their support as well. One of my favorite sayings was coined by the late Mayor Thomas W. Green. He would always say, "Come on, guys, let's work to make it a win-win for all." And I challenge this council to do the same thing. I congratulate those elected last week in the recent city election, and I encourage each of you, plus all future leaders of North Augusta, to work hard, to work together, follow the laws of our state, and continue to make our city more of a progressive one with a focus on improvements through tourism, programming, safety of our citizens, and the new developments. After all, we are South Carolina's riverfront city. We need to be proud of that, very proud. May God bless America and bless North Augusta. Thank you.
And I don't know what is this first time I've ever done this. Jen, you have anything you'd like to share?
I just really want to thank you, Bob. I mean, stepping in 2 years ago, he quickly became a quick mentor for me, and I have written him a letter, so most of it's in there because I would cry if I continued on. But you're surely going to be missed. David Buck, we're going to need you to get some waters for us every week, if you don't mind. And I'll leave it to what I wrote you in your letter. So thank you for your service, though.
Yeah, I got to know, well, Bob's probably known me, my family, for all these years. We grew up, playing sports under him. But, I got to meet Bob on the campaign trail 4 years ago. The one thing you've taught me, Bob, because, sometimes I can be a hothead and want to argue with people. Don't know where that came from. But Bob always had a way to say, don't worry, just chill out, relax. And he does that. I've never seen Bob get upset. I've never seen him get mad. And that is something that you have taught me. I've never really expressed that to you, was just to block out the noise, do what your heart says and what your mind says. And, Bob, I appreciate it. And, I've enjoyed the last 4 years working with you, and wish you the best in your, hopefully, retirement now.
I was going to say, Bob, thank you for all you've done. I know that when I first came in council and you came in the second term, that you were a breath of fresh air for me and confidence, and you were a person that I could lean on for what everything I needed when I needed help. And the wisdom and your experience of the city was priceless, and I appreciate your service, and thank you very much.
Well, Jennifer, I told Bob at church yesterday I would cry, but Bob is not only my friend on council, church buddy, and everything else, and I just appreciate you and love your family. I love Nancy and Fran and John Boy, as I always called him, and thank you for what you've done for the city.
Bob, you're a good man, and that doesn't go unnoticed. To echo what's already been said, your wisdom, your calming presence on council, your knowledge of the city has been irreplaceable to me over the last few years. I didn't know you all that well before we, ran with and against each other, I guess, those 4 years ago. But even during the campaign, I mean, you were an example that I wanted to follow as I took this office, both in how I think through issues, how I deal with the public, how I comport myself to people. You're an example of a statesman and just a good Christian man, and I appreciate that.
Mayor, we have one more person that would like to speak.
You're not getting away that easy. No. Most of you in here don't know that when I was a student at Clemson University, I worked for Bob Brooks as an intern at the city of Aiken, and then proceeded to work with Bob here in North Augusta for 33 years. He loved being my boss so much that when he retired as director and I got his job, he decided he still wanted to be kind of my boss. But I just, I love you. I thank you so much for all that you've taught me, because so much of what I know came from you, and we had a great run together as a team here, and we've been able to continue, and on behalf of my department, we appreciate the support you've given us as a city council person and let me do the job as director. I know that was hard once you stepped away, and just love and appreciate you so much. Thank you, Bob.
And our attorney Kelly Zier, I don't want to leave him out.
Well, I feel like I need to throw this in to tell you that Bob has operated in the city a little differently than a lot of the department heads. When I first arrived here, each council member was assigned to a different department and kind of oversaw it. Well, that went away except in Parks and Recreation, because for many, many years, Bob had Ellen Smith looking after him as a councilman, and when she left, Pat Carpenter took over. So he's had that guidance all along.
Okay, I'm going to ask Judge Tom Murphy to come forward. Here comes the judge. He is going to administer the oath of office, starting with Kevin Toole, then Eric Presnell, and finally David Buck. And Judge Murphy, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir. And we got a microphone to make sure that the folks on TV land can hear you. Oh, the Bible.
Please raise your right hand. Okay. And repeat after me as council member of the city of North Augusta.
As council member of the city of North Augusta,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially,
to
to the best of my ability and skill, exercise the trust reposed in me,
exercise the trust reposed in me,
and I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve the peace
to preserve the peace
and carry into effect, according to the law, the purposes for which I've been elected.
the purposes for which I've been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I need for you to sign this.
Okay.
Okay. Could you hold this?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Come on, Cat. Come on, Cat.
we need help. No. Paul picked me up, okay. Please raise your right hand. As council member of the city of North Augusta,
As council member of the city of North Augusta,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially, to the best of my ability and skill, exercise the trust reposed in me, and I will use my best endeavors to preserve the peace and carry into effect, according to the law, the purposes for which I have been elected.
So help me God.
And congratulations.
Judge Murphy. Guess I need to sign something now too.
We need to be signed. Okay. Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. As council member of the city of North Augusta,
As council member of the city of North Augusta,
I will equally, fairly, and impartially, to the best of my ability and skill, exercise the trust reposed in me, and I will use my best endeavors to preserve the peace and carry into effect, according to the law, purposes for which I've been elected. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Murphy.
Thank you.
Come on out, dude. I'm going to start with Kevin Toole, and then Eric, and then David, and if y'all would like to just express any thoughts as newly elected, re-elected councilman, here's your chance.
Sure. Well, I mean, of course, first I want to thank the citizens for giving me the opportunity to serve for another 4 years. Really didn't know what I was getting myself into 4 years ago. And I'm still not sure I know what I'm getting myself into, but I've got a little bit better idea than I did 4 years ago. It really, just the whole process of running for office and everything that goes into that is if you've never done it, it's a very different, very humbling experience. And then to come through that and for the citizens to trust you to represent them for another 4 years is just, I hate to overuse the word humbling, but it really truly is just that's the only word that I can think of. I'm thankful for my fellow council members who have, those that have been here before to help teach me, how to be a council member, because it does take a little time to learn how the city works. We're fortunate to have a phenomenal staff here at the city, and that doesn't go unnoticed either. The guidance and help and support that you all provide and I'm very thankful for that. Thankful to my family for letting me devote some time to the community outside of the time that I get to spend with them. That's time that I'm taking away from them, taking away from my kids, and I certainly appreciate them giving me the opportunity. Appreciate my wife taking that time with our kids, just to be with them and to raise them when I'm taking some time away to serve the community. So very much appreciate that. Look forward to what we're going to accomplish over the next several years. Look forward to working with you all for the next several years. We've got some great things going on, and I just really, really am excited about the direction of the city, the ability to work with you all to help create and craft that, and to express the will of the people that elected us. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank all the people that, came out, supported us, and voted for us. I'm honored to, serve another 4-year term. Kind of like Kevin 4 years ago, it was kind of like, what am I getting into? I've learned a whole lot in the last 4 years. I'm excited about a lot of the things we've got coming up and going on currently. Feel like there's unfinished business. I'm excited for the new public safety headquarters, mainly, but I know we've got some other things coming. But going back 4 years ago, I got to thank someone here. Growing up here, I never envisioned myself sitting in this position. But my girlfriend 4 years ago encouraged me to run. She said, honey, you can do this. You're very well loved in North Augusta. She knew very little about North Augusta. I'm proud to say she was my girlfriend at the time. She is now my wife, Katerina.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess if I brought my girlfriend and my wife, that would have been something. But, honey, thank you for supporting me. And it is a lot. Kevin, I know you mentioned that. And not only is she a great wife, she has been a great mother to my daughter, Katie, who couldn't be here tonight. She's in school in Savannah at SCAD. She wanted to be here, but it would have been too much driving for her. But she has stepped up and been probably the best mother my daughter could ever ask for. And so I'm just excited to get to work. David, congratulations. Look forward to working with you and everybody else. And let's see if we can keep North Augusta moving forward and go from there.
Well, thank you, guys. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this. 2 years ago, I didn't win. The game was so close, and I kind of got discouraged. Hey, do I want to do it again? But with support from my family, they said, hey, David, at least try one more time. And then Bob Brooks, he gave me some good advice. He said, David, I really want you in there. I think you'd be a good asset, so please do it again. And so, I took all advice, and here I am to today. But thank you to my mom. She raised me to be the man that I am today. Thank you to my wife. Without you, you make me the better man. I love you. To my kid, Tyler, and my daughter, Jada, I thank you all for the support. Sorry I will be gone some Monday nights. and some other events. There's going to be other times where I'll be going as well. And to my son, Defson, who's in Denver, Colorado, so he's not here. And then also to Bob Brooks. You know, I've known you my entire life. I grew up in First Baptist. And it's an honor and a privilege to sit in your seat, and I don't take it lightly. And also to the people that voted for me, it's really humbling, and I'm honored that that many people believe in me, support me, and I'm just ready to get to work. Thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, very good. Thank y'all. All right. Item 12, City Council Mayor Pro Tem. As chair, I'm going to make a motion to approve Jen McCauley as a Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a second? Mr. Presnell. Are there any other names? Okay. And I'm assuming, Jen, you're not going to be voting. So with that being said, she'll recuse herself. All in favor of Jen McCauley as Mayor Pro Tem, please raise your hand. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 0. Very good. Okay. Yeah. Everybody else has kind of had a chance to share some things. I just wanted to say that last year, after my first year in office, I shared some points of reflection of that first year. And now that we've completed a second year, when moving forward with a new council member, I want to take a little bit of time and share some thoughts again, because I was silent during the last election. I was thinking about David, Eric, and Kevin. They just took an oath of duties as elected officials. They will represent all of North Augusta, just like myself, Jen, David, Pat swore 2 years ago. We will do our best to make the entire city a better community, not just one area. I don't have to look like another citizen or live in another citizen's neighborhood to make sure I do the best job representing them in regards to improving their quality of life. This council is for all of North Augusta, not one particular area. Public safety. I'm proud that we made the decision to provide the best facility and resources for our new public safety department. We have broken ground on our new public safety headquarters. That will allow our officers to provide better service to the community, not a particular area, but for all of North Augusta. People move where they feel safe. We are for North Augusta. Parks, Rec, and Tourism. We have 17 parks, a lot of green space. We have over 1,500 kids who are playing in our different spring sports. We have an amazing facility at Riverview Park. All our parks and facilities are for the entire community, not just for one area. We're doing a master plan for all our parks, but we need to hear from everyone out there, everybody on City Council. Have you taken the survey? It's not too late. Just go to the city's website. If you don't take the survey, don't complain down the road. We want your input. We are begging. I mean, I got Rick Meyer out there at the soccer fields walking up to people. We're begging you. We want your input, okay? We have 100 acres of land at the North Augusta Country Club property that we want to add amenities to improve every citizen's life. What will they be? We don't know yet, but already we're hearing from citizens they want pickleball courts, a bike trail like Fats Trail, a skateboard park, some type of golf, maybe like a par 3 course, similar to the first tee in Augusta. The point is this land is for the entire community, not just for any one area of the city. We are for North Augusta. The Greenway is one of our best assets. We want to expand it from end to this city to include our downtown. We just extended some of it from Mayfield to closer to North Augusta Country Club. We're now bringing it up Bluff Avenue to get it closer to our downtown. This is being done for the entire community, not just for one area of the city. We are for North Augusta. We are investing $7.6 million. We got a grant for our sewer infrastructure that would be critical for continuing to provide this basic service. This is not for one neighborhood. This is for the entire community will benefit. We are for North Augusta. Our Riverside Village has been a huge addition to improving the lives of citizens. Just go to a Green Jackets game or ride by on Sunday afternoon and see people out at the restaurants or sitting at the amphitheater for a concert. It has been huge for us to have this on the river. We are for North Augusta. Did you go to the Merchants Alliance Downtown Festival last year? Did you come downtown to Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee? Were you at the Christmas tree lighting when thousands of citizens walked down afterwards into our downtown shopping and eating and sipping hot cocoa? Did you come to the rocking and rafting last year where citizens were literally hundreds sitting on the river banks of the mighty Savannah River watching races? Are you coming to the Down to the River Festival next month? Are you participating in Third Thursday where you can walk downtown, hear music, grab a bite, have a drink, sit on a park bench, enjoy our communities? Folks, these are the things that are happening in small town America. We are not losing our small town feel by growing. On the contrary, guys, we got it going on in North Augusta, and we're going to keep it going on. We are for North Augusta. Hopefully you get my point. The 7 of us are committed to improve the lives of 25,000 citizens, regardless of where they live. We represent the entire community based off of what we're doing to improve the quality of life of those 25,000 citizens. We are for North Augusta. Do we have challenges? Absolutely. Do we still have errors and issues to address? Of course we do. But we've already had one retreat last year along with a joint meeting with the Planning Commission to talk about development. We have our next important retreat this month to talk about future growth. What does it look like? What will we need to do so we will be able to continue to provide our services to keep a great quality of life for our citizens? There's a reason we grew over 14% in the last 10 years and why that number will continue. We have a community that people want to live in. That is so exciting to me. But if you want to see what no growth looks like, all you got to do is get in your car and start heading toward Hilton Head. And there's a lot of communities not far from us, plenty of them, that are stagnant, they're dying, and they are not able to provide quality of life for citizens. That is not North Augusta. That is not our community. We are for North Augusta. This council is going to continue to be positive about our town because we have a lot to be positive about, as I've just shared. We're going to continue to keep our heads down. We're going to work to make this community better for all the citizens of North Augusta, not the 70% who voted for us, but for those who did not and who did not vote at all. We'll continue to give citizens a voice, just like we did earlier with the Public Power Hour. We will continue to promote the positives. We're going to work to improve the areas that need to be improved, and we're going to partner with organizations that have a positive vision for our future like we do. Now, I would assume there will be times that we are all going to agree to disagree, and that is okay. There is nothing wrong with healthy discussion. But we will educate this community like we are doing tonight against false narratives. We want the best for this community. We are for North Augusta, and my hope, my prayer, is that you will join us and let us together be for North Augusta. We live in an amazing place, guys, an amazing place. That's my preaching for the day. Okay, any administrative reports?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All right. Presentation, communication, recognition of visitors. This is the time when citizens may speak to mayor and council regarding any matters not listed on the agenda. Is there anyone that would like to share with anything on council that's not on the agenda that we just went through? Okay. All right. I'm going to give everybody a chance to say anything they want. I just want to make some announcement. I want to commend Lieutenant Aaron Fittery, was recognized for his service as a Second Circuit Law Enforcement Network Assistant Coordinator. He also presented an award to North Augusta Public Safety in recognition of the department's efforts in the 2022 Law Enforcement Target Zero Challenge. Chief Thomas, that's great. Thank you for that. If you don't know, Thunder over Evans, this is going to be on May the 20th. It's a Saturday. So start thinking about your, if you like fireworks, Jim, it's the biggest fireworks show in the CSRA, right?
It's probably the biggest one I've ever seen. Mr. Mayor.
Okay, that's coming from Jim Clifford. Saturday over Evans. Also want to let you know, Leadership North Augusta. North Augusta Forward is changing the Leadership North Augusta program. They're going to do it with a series of speakers and innovative programming. They're going to have a kickoff for folks of all ages who are interested in participating. That will be on May the 18th at Cavalier's Coffee House. So you can go on probably their website, their Facebook page to find out more about it. I think, Colin, you're going through it, aren't you? Going to be there? Yeah, okay. And the last thing is, if you don't know, the North Augusta High School FBLA, that's a Future Business Leaders of America, the chapter won, the community service team placed first at the recent FBLA state conference in Columbia, and they are now eligible to compete at the national competition. And if you don't know, the topic of this was communication. And they have a news show, and this is kind of cool. So I got interviewed 2 weeks on this news show, and one of the things we want to do is this goes out to every student and like 1,200 parents. And so what we want to do is because communication is important to us, we want to start giving them items that they can share about the city on that news show, and then they're going to be able to tell us information about what's happening in high school that we can get out to folks as well. So I think this will be a good win-win. That's what Tom Green said, all right? So anyway, that's all let's see. Last thing, North Augusta Cultural Arts Music in the Park series begins May the 11th. That's behind the Community Center at 7 p.m. There's no cost to attend that. And the last thing is our National Day of Prayer event is going to be this Thursday, May the 4th at 8 o'clock at the Wesley Center. It's not too late to get tickets, but just show up. That's not a problem. We want people there. We're going to kick off a 7-day prayer focus, which is going to be amazing. So if you don't have anything to do on National Day of Prayer, Thursday, May the 4th at 8 o'clock, please come to the Wesley Center at Grace United Methodist Church. We'll serve you breakfast, and it'll be a big time. So with that being said, Ms. Pat, anything for the good of the order? Everybody good? Everybody good? All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you.